It's PawPaw out here in the PawPaw's custom garden that some of my friends are like to refer to as PawPaw's pansy garden. It's a kind of a cloudy morning here, guys. Try to adjust my camera here so I can lean back, take it easy. Good morning there, Erica. There's Erica. Okay. Chris, Marcia. Good morning, ladies. Anna Maria Piazza. I love that. Suzanne, good morning. Michelle, good morning, sweetie. Ronnie Neal, good morning. Oh, Toad, what's that about, Ronnie? I'll tell y'all a story about Ronnie. He's getting scared right now. He getting scared. He keeps sending this picture. Good morning, Chris. I'm glad you're here with me. That's real sweet. Diane, good morning. Catherine, good morning. Kathy, good morning. Morning, my friends. There you go. That's awesome. Good morning, Dot. Ronnie goes out and buys. Well, I actually stole it. Stopped at somebody's garden, a real person that has a real garden, and dug up this big old tomato plant at night. Goes home and pots it, and starts taking pictures of it. Well, it's got big old tomatoes on it already. You know he didn't do it. Then he sends pictures over here making fun of mine, because they're still small, making fun of poor old Dan. Poor old Dan, first year to have a garden. Good morning, Hatari and Tammy, Deborah, Earlene, good morning. And making fun of our garden. Well, and then poor Dan goats get out. They clip his down pretty sharp. Yeah, his goats, not my goats. But anyway, good morning, Big Mama in Kansas City. I'm glad you're here. All the way from Kansas City. It's been I ain't been up too long. I slept in. I stayed up late last night. She's watching this series. You know how it goes, and she gets stuck on series. I'd just rather watch a good movie, start to finish, and be done with it. Some series are okay, but then I hate waiting. If it's one of them weekly things, you got to wait till next week to see what happens. Good morning in England there. Good morning. In Kentucky, yeah, good morning. Old home state there, my old ancestors, Kentucky. Well, they was there in Virginia too for a while. West Virginia for a while. So yeah, they've been kind of around Arkansas and all them places. But Kentucky the longest. Good morning, Vera. Shelley. Claire, good morning. Talk about Claire. My friend that moved to Alabama, the guy I got old Billy from, and sold his place and moved to Alabama. Him and his wife. His wife's named Claire, and he passed away here. Good morning, William. Passed away here last month, and she called me the other day and talked to her for a long time. She's doing okay. He was younger than I was, but he had some issues that just kind of showed up and couldn't overcome them. You know, I guess that happens to a lot of folks. Well, it happens to everybody, I guess, eventually at some point. Anyway, Woody, get over here. Woody likes to go out and try to agitate people. I'm guessing he's just over there looking around, like looking for Jake's dogs. Then they'll start barking at him, and he can't outrun nobody. He can't outrun nobody. Today is Good Friday, guys. Christians celebrate today as Good Friday, and it's a special day to everybody. It rings another bell also with me. In 1990 on Good Friday, our old house burned down, completely destroyed. And thankfully, nobody was in the house when it happened. It was during the daytime, thank God. I was out working behind the barn. It was early, and the boys had come out to help me. I'd bought this truck, old pickup truck, had no camper on it. The old camper's kind of junky. The truck was pretty nice, and I wanted to get that camper off of that truck, so I had it all in bolted. I just need some help to lift it up and get it off there. And they come out and was helping me, and Lester said, "Oh, Dad, look," he's jumping up looking. I looked, the house just engulfed in flames and smoke, and it was had to be an electrical short or something in the attic. And but back then our fire department here in Plum Grove was lacking. Nowadays you hear them constantly going to fires, but back then they had one old truck and it didn't work well. But times have changed. But God bless us, nobody was hurt. We lost everything except what we had on our backs, and it was work clothes, kind of like it. Play clothes, kind of like it. And but we made it back. We're doing pretty good. I always worry about fires. Oh, they get upset with me because we get ready to leave. Where I go back and check, make sure everything's off. There's nothing accidentally left on, and it's just something there that I do. And they say, come on, everything's off. 1 minute. I go look. Okay, I'm ready now. We had, thank you, Karen. We had the only animal we lost in that fire was a little ferret, a little pet ferret. And it was overcome, I guess, with the smoke. We found it wasn't burned up, but we found it at the end in one little place that just didn't completely burn down. Anyway, it was sad. That little ferret would go up go underneath the dresser and go up behind them drawers and get in one and curl up and go sleep. You pull that drawer open, you get something, an animal. Look at him, Lord, But he was very cute, very sweet. Sue's got her wildflower garden planted. All right, up there in Tennessee, things are looking up. I think things are starting to look up for most folks, on the weather. Some people are still up further north, still getting. I was reading some comments here. It's like still snowing or getting some snow coming in. Warm a little bit one day and snow the next. That happens. I think our bad stuff is gone. My pecan tree is put out, so I think winter's gone out of here. And that's what my grandpa always said. You watch those pecan trees. When it puts out, you're safe. And my little garden is looking pretty good for a pansy garden, boys. Yeah, I tell them old boys, I know Ronnie's got a little garden, at least a flower garden. I think his wife does that. And he got that one tomato plant that he's so proud of. I'm gonna tell my goats when we take them up there, y'all eat that tomato plant. Eat it down to the root. I came out yesterday. My little, I was telling Ronnie about them. Little cuttings I got that Dot sent me. They wasn't looking real well, and I've followed the directions exactly, but I took them out one at a time. There's no roots started on them, and I put some more of that potting solution on them, or not potting, it's rooting. I forget what it's called now. It's supposed to help things root. Then I put them back in, tucked them all back in, so hopefully they'll get going. They were still green. They wasn't dead. They're still green, so it's a good chance. Good morning, Jan. Reba from Michigan. Oh, that Rob's. I couldn't see it. I'm sorry. It went by too fast. Good morning. I couldn't see it. Very good morning. Hatari, Sandra. I might get some better glasses. I know it ain't my eyes. Gotta be these glasses. These glasses are junky. Hello there, Mick. Well, isn't he embarrassed this morning? Well, I don't know what I've done to embarrass you two clowns. Will and Ronnie stay on my case. I don't understand it. They just always on me. And then, when they're not on me, they on each other. I love it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you there, Sally. You tell them, hit that like button. Biggest thing going on today is it's Good Friday, but this afternoon we go pick up Lex. Ben's coming this morning. He was so late yesterday. He says, PawPaw, he's come back tomorrow. It's too late to do anything. Steve got the clover out of his garden, or I guess he got it buried. Steve planted clover in his garden last fall and let it grow up, and now he'll till it under and it'll decompose and have real rich nitrogen soil in there. It'll be real good. And I guess he's tilling it under today. Today's the day that my dad would plant gardens. He never planted, no matter the weather, he just never planted before Good Friday. And Good Friday was his day. And everything might not get planted on Good Friday, but most of it would, but he always wanted also the almanac too, chicken stuff to a later date. So sometimes things a little bit later come along. Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, yeah, that's about what they're like, Hatari. Yeah, them boys. Good morning from New Zealand there, Heather. I've never been to New Zealand. It's a beautiful, from what I've seen pictures and stuff, it's beautiful. Good morning, Steve. Tammy. Yeah, Good Friday's always on a different day. I realize that, but it's still, you know, my dad wouldn't plant before. I guess if he didn't show up to June, he'd wait to June. Yeah. Yeah, my pansy cucumbers are looking pretty good. I come through here, and all the little burnt leaves, one at a time, I'm a tender man, tenderly pulled them off, and so left just the good leaves, and they seem like nothing else is turning brown, so it seems like they're probably going to make it. Plus, we got a bunch of little new ones coming on too. So I hope if it gets too thick, I'll have to thin some of them out. But I think they're going to be okay. I'm hoping. Behind me, you'll see these, you look behind me, guys, you'll see these square-looking deals, those green ones. Steve sent those to me, Steve and Susan. Now, you can go as high as you want to. There's enough there to go, you know, you can go 6 foot tall, I guess, if you want to. But I made those. There's like one square is in the ground just to keep it steady, and I got 2 squares above. And I think it's going to be tall enough. And I tied them together. You can't see it where they won't be split apart with little plastic ties. Roddy said, I don't know why you did that. You should have used hay string. You used it for everything else. And I said, Roddy, you're right. I should have. And I may come back and hang some hay string out just to agitate old Dad and them. Just to agitate them. Although they use it too. I use Boston pickles. I think they come off quicker. You got to pick them naturally. You got to get them when they're smaller and crisp anyway. But William, yeah, thank you, Tammy. You tell William I'm an honest man, a good man, William, good man. My diet is going pretty good, guys. I've lost a few pounds. According to my scales, I've lost at least 10 pounds. And I'm not going hungry there today. That's surprising to me. Maybe it's because in the back of my mind, I've got to do this. But I've lost about 10 pounds. And my goal, my up front goal, hello, Mick. Look how big Black Panther coming up behind me. My goal up front is 20 pounds. And then I get to that point, then I may try a little bit more. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. And like I say, my diet is not hurting me. It's not. I'm not going to bed hungry. I'm not, during the day thinking about it. Yesterday I had a few little twinges of thinking I could sure go in and eat something. I keep some peanuts on my on my mule. I just had a handful of peanuts, and I went right on. Uh, but anyway, we got. I've got to lose some weight. Got to lose some weight and bring my numbers down on that sugar and A1C. Got to get it down some. And yeah, I know. That's what G said. Ah, you make me mad. You make me sick. You can lose weight. You ate 10 pounds almost overnight. Here I go around here. Well, G, drop eating them ice cream. Stop eating them. Get some ice cream, some little children, and they're tempted. You open that freezer and you're tempted. Oh man, look at that ice cream. Man, I love ice cream. But anyway, it's all good, guys. It's all good. Yeah, I think peanuts. That's what I read. Peanuts are a good snack for diabetics, you know, and they're not salted peanuts. They're just regular little peanuts. And I love raw peanuts too. I bought me some raw peanuts. I haven't opened them up yet, but I love sitting there watching TV with a little handful of raw peanuts. Back when I was a kid, my dad would grow some peanuts sometimes, some years, not every year. And we'd go out and pull them. You know, they're underground, the peanut itself, on the roots of the peanut plant. And we'd pull them, throw them in a trailer, take them up, put them up in the loft to dry out. And us kids would sit up there during the winter. We sit up there and eat peanuts all day long. But the plant part, we'd feed it to old cows. They loved them. How good they was, I don't know. They loved them. But whatever they'd eat, we'd feed it to them. Tell you a story, well, you might want to do it, or you might not. A friend of mine, I had this lease pasture, and I had moved his cows off of it. It was kind of out of reach for it. It was too far for me to go to, and he said, I'd like to get me some cows. Would you sublease that pasture? I said, yeah, I'll do better than that. I'll just let you take it over. If I ever need it, then get your butt out, but I probably ain't ever use it no more. So anyway, he bought us some little cows, half a dozen or so, and put them on there. And he come by one day, and I was still teaching my shop, and he said, hey, I found a good bargain on some feed down in Houston, down there by the ship channel. It's Overlord. Yeah, it's grain, but it's grain sweeping. He called it sweepings. They sweep all that stuff out. They clean out the bins and stuff, that grain, before they put new grain in. Well, it's not really sweepers, folks. It may have been called that. There might have been a grain or two in it. But they had bags. You pick them up in your hand, like a 50-pound bag. So what is this stuff? But it was cheap. And I rode down there with him. And he bought a trailer full of that stuff. And never really liked. Well, they had a bag or two open, you can see it, and you can see some grain in there, but there's a lot of just hulls and stuff too, like off the rice hulls and stuff, which they ain't gonna amount to nothing, you know. But anyway, he bought it, and we come back, and I was up there with him one day, and he was feeding that long trough, and he's poured it down his trough. Cows eat it, they loved it. But they'd eat a bite, and it was just like eating flour. They'd eat a bite. He had to start putting water on it, almost like you make slop for a hog. You've ever heard of slop? And you know, you may not have. Back in the day when we raised a bunch of old hogs, my dad would buy this old, it's called chores, but what it was, just old wheat. I think wheat, ground up wheat seeds or wheat hulls and stuff, and mixed water with it, and the hogs loved it. But he mixed water with it, mixed it almost like a soup, you know, and they just eat the heck out of it, and they stayed fat. And he'd also buy bread from a bakery in Houston. A man that worked there get all the day-old bread that come back in, and all the bread that didn't go out, all the dough that wasn't finished and didn't go out, and they'd put it in 55-gallon drums, barrels, and he would bring it home and sell it to people for hogs and stuff. And we'd go out there sometimes and buy 3 or 4 barrels and mix whatever was in them, you know, bread, you'd tear the wrappers off. Sometimes there wouldn't be no wrappers on them, but you had to tear the wrappers off and feed it with what they're feeding. But little hogs, they stayed fat on whatever you give them. I remember once, and I probably told you this story before, so if you heard it before, just kind of ignore it. We were out feeding. My dad bought one old barrel, it was about half full of dough, just old dough. And so my dad filled it up with water so that old dough would be easier to dip out of there, you know, kind of loosen it up, and then poured corn there with it. Well, it also actually turned into, you know, a potent drink, you know. And we would go out there and dip out of that bucket and feed the old pigs. One day, one of them's acting stupid, and actually several run around like crazy, just run out there squealing and fall over. And my mom thought, oh, they got a disease or something. Called cousin dad, cause my dad's at work. Cousin dad, we called him Uncle Fry, and Uncle Fry drove over, and he stood there and looked at him for a little bit. And he said, "What are you feeding them?" And Mom showed. He said, "Nothing wrong with it. It's drunk. That dough and that corn and that water kind of made a mash. It's kind of like a whiskey mash." But yeah, we had a lot of good times with hogs. One time, one run between my mom's leg, a big old sow. She's standing at the gate trying to block the gate. That hog was right between her, and she just kind of sat down on it and went out across the pasture a little ways before she fell off and broke her arm. Yeah, we had a hard time, see. Yeah. Oh well, it's good memories, good memories. All you guys, I've seen you some of those things you guys said. Y'all got some good memories too. A lot of how you grew up and stuff, your grandparents and stuff, and those things you hold on to. You know, I hold on to them old memories like that. Sometimes I sit and daydream about them. Just kind of go back to Camp Patty where it's quiet. You know, you ain't got nobody messing with you except my little boys, but they're fine. And just kick back and swing back there and just daydream about, or kind of like memories, looking back on things, how things were, and thinking what I'd like to do to Ronnie and Will, what I'd like to do to them. But it's good. They're good guys. Probably in their sleep. Ronnie's got this little dog. He named her Hattie after my Hattie, and I thought that was sweet. And this little dog just chews on his arms all the time. And he'll call, and he'll be sitting there, and that little dog just chewing on him. And his other little dog is Taco. Little Taco don't like that little dog, I don't think. Kind of take his space, you know. Dogs get jealous of each other. Yeah, they will. Oh, I don't, you know, somebody got some boiled peanuts. I don't care for boiled peanuts. I've tried them. I like them roasted. I like them raw. Shells or unshelled, it don't matter. But I just don't care too much for the boiled ones. But peanuts are good for you, I think. They tell me I can eat peanuts, so. Trying to read some of these things, what you guys talk about. So I want to talk about 4-H. You know, we started out 4-H with pigs. We had we bought some registered. You had to be registered to show them. A couple of old registered Durocs, and they're the red, meaty type hog. They get big. And my dad bought a little male for me to show, and my brother bought a gilt so we could start our own. You know. Morning, Roman. And I don't know why all these cats are out here. I see even old mama cats trailed off out here. And up on top of my mule, I'll show y'all in a minute, is Seamus. Here's Roman, and a while ago Mick was here. They've already eaten, so it ain't because they're hungry. I love cats too. We have no rats, no mice, and very seldom we have a snake issue. I've found partially eating snakes on my back patio. You know, not real big snakes, but you know, like a small copperhead or something like that those cats have killed. Drug it up there. Maybe they show me, look what I did, PawPaw. Look what I did. We'll try it. Now they'll start wrestling there in a minute. They're good friends, but they're wrestling. Uh, anyway, these cats, if I go out here, working out here at the garden, usually every one or two of them show up. But old Granny, old Mama cat, I've never seen her out here. In my old garden, she'd be out there every day. If I went out there to work in the garden, here she come. But it's close to the house. But she was saying the other day, she says, you know, she looks so bad, but she eats good. She's old. She's just old. I said, baby, she's old. Look at me. I look bad. Look at me. I eat good. Well, I used to. Morning, Jackie, Peggy, Patty. Mans, there you are. You're probably going to work here in a little while. Janet, I don't know. I haven't talked to Ricardo in a day or so about his mom. Patsy, good morning. Michelle. Yes, copperheads are poisonous. In Texas, we have, I guess you might say, 4 poisonous snakes. The rattlesnake's the worst. The old moccasin, water moccasin. The worst one out of that group, I guess, would be the cottonmouth. And then we have copperheads. And then that little coral snake. But you know, coral snakes are poisonous, but they're so little, they have a hard time biting you unless they maybe get between your fingers or something like that. Tell you a story about one, though. Yeah, I know a story about one. Now, as a kid up there at Plum Grove Elementary, where I got my education, you can tell, huh? How smart I am. Yeah, 3-room school. During recesses, us boys built pine straw forts. And we'd scrape up pine straw, a bunch of big pine trees out in the play yard. And we'd scrape up pine straw and build these little walls to get behind them and have pine cone fights. Now, that's what you do when you don't have, you know, regular PE. That was our PE. And I rolled up a big old pile of pine straw and I'm carrying it, and all of a sudden a little snake comes out. Whoa. And I throwed it down. Mr. Batten, our principal and teacher, sitting on the porch watching us play. Well, he gets up and comes out there. Oh, it's a coral snake. Didn't bite you, did it? I said, no, sir, it didn't bite me. He said, okay, I'll take care of it. He sent it to heaven. But yeah, coral snakes are beautiful. And he told us, and I'll never forget it, they're banded. You know, they got bands, red and yellow, and I think black. And they said if red and black bands are touching, it's a friend of Jack. But if the red and yellow bands are touching, you know, it's a kill a fella. I never forgot that. It's probably the only thing I learned. That's the only thing I learned out of that. But yeah, red and black's friend of Jack, and red and yellow kill a fella. So anyway, yeah, those are 4 poisonous snakes we have here. In New Zealand, you ain't no poisonous snakes. I mean, it's moved to New Zealand. I don't think they have poisonous snakes up in Alaska either. They may, I don't know. You see them guys up there digging around and all kinds of stuff, not worried about snakes. I hate snakes. I hate them. I ain't seen an ice snake yet. I'm not as scared, even though spiders can be bad. And I see somebody, they scared of spiders. Yes, there are bad spiders. Debbie and Walter come, she showed us a scar on her side where one of those recluse spiders bit her. She's in the hospital for a while. They had to do surgery and just cut out a big old chunk of just the flesh just like rotted, you know, and had tubes in it. And yeah, for a while, she just really could have died and from one little old recluse spider. So yeah, there are some bad spiders around. Somebody said something about my pistol. Yeah, I carry a pistol on my mule, and sometimes a rifle. And I'll tell you a story about it. That's the story. Moccasins, moccasins can be, they're mainly around water, but not always. But they can be very aggressive. Aggressive. They actually like, they want to bite you. I'm down there at the back one time. My little dogs, I used to take my little dogs, and I had pugs, and take them for a walk every weekend. And we were walking. Come up that old pond, and I seen it. It's huge moccasin on the other bank. On the other bank, you know. So I'm, come on, boy, let's get out of here, you know. So we're trying to go. He comes off in the water. Here he comes. Here he comes. And he's huge. I thought it was an anaconda. So I'm trying to make my dogs get back, and he come all the way up and up on that bank where we were at. Before we get all my dogs to get away from my head, there was no sticks around. I wasn't going to hand fight him. Yeah, but yeah, he come over, and I'm sure if we hadn't left, he'd have, or got close, he'd have bit one of us or all of us. Who knows? That can be bad. Somebody had to step on a quarter-size spot. Well, yeah, go ahead. It's okay. It's okay. Dustin will catch snakes, and I've told y'all this before. He'll catch snakes, poisonous snakes. And he come in my door one day with a copperhead, pretty good size one. Had him by the head. There's a snake right around. Get that thing out of my house. I don't ever bring a snake in my house again. It's crazy to even touch that thing. But yeah, but he's scared to death of a roach. You let a roach fly by, them wood roaches about that long, they'll fly across the yard. If one flies toward him, he'll go nuts. He'll go nuts. Start squealing like a little girl. Anyway, guys, everything's good here. We're gonna do a little bit of stuff this morning when Ben gets here. I'll do the last minute preparations tomorrow at at Camp Heidi. Yeah, she was good. Very good. She was my partner. Now Buster and old Woody dogs kind of partners now. Right, Buster? You'll come up here and say hi, Buster. Come here. Buster don't like to be held. He don't like you picking him up. He don't like it, do you, Buster? He don't like it. Don't, PawPaw, don't. Get up here and let people see you, Buster. I know. Tell them you're a good boy. You're a good boy, Buster. I know. I don't want all them kisses. I don't want all them kisses, Buster. Where's Woody asleep? Okay, take off. But tomorrow we will be going to Camp Heidi, dog. You know, taking some more firewood down, and everything else is ready down there. And I'll probably go. I thought about spending the night down there in the camper. We'll probably take the camper, but then we may not because it's rainy. We're not going to be going down there at all anyway. But for Larry and I, my friend Larry, the preacher, we're going camping Tuesday night if it's not raining. The weather is supposed to be unsettled this week. He said if it don't go this week, we'll go next. Soon the weather clears. We both want to go and kind of get away. You know, it's a lot of fun. A couple of guys sit around talking, you know, about stuff. And he and I had a whole lot. Well, we've been friends for 40 years, I guess. But had a whole lot in common. You know, we both worked in sheriff's department, you know, and stuff like that. And different times, but still knew the same people, you know. And we talk about stuff like that, and cases we worked, people we knew. And we talk about Plum Grove, you know, the changes we've seen come through here. But yeah, he's really a good guy. And I called him yesterday. I said, you need some eggs. Oh yeah. I said, well, I got a bunch. Dustin them's out of town. They won't be back until, I guess, Saturday. We usually give Dustin eggs. I've given Logan here a couple of 18 packs, and my neighbor up the road, Mike, has come and got some. I called Mike, said, you need eggs? He says, I've still got some. I said, well, you need some, let me know. Called Larry, and he said, yeah, I'll come this morning. He'll be here this morning sometime to get some. And he said, I said, how many eggs we need to keep back to color? And if you want to try to color these brown shelled eggs, I thought maybe you want to get white shells to color, but she said, oh no, they'll color up. And just save me, a couple of 18 packs. Okay. We get like 10 eggs a day now, nine or 10 eggs a day, and even with me eating a couple of poached eggs in the mornings, I know, Will, Pansy, I can hear you now. But, and then a couple of boiled eggs during the day, like in a salad or something, that's, and she may eat one or two. Now, Coda's here, she'll eat a boiled egg almost any time you offer her one. And that little poacher thing also boils eggs. You can put 7 in there and poke it, it'll hold the top of that little cup. And it'll knock out 7 at the same time. So we always got boiled eggs, Yeah. So that's the story of my life. I've already fed Owen and little Dot, and little Dot knows her name. I go out the door and say, Dot, you hear that little thing come? Well, Owen, he hears my voice. He's coming anyway. And I go, Owen, Dot, and here they both come. And I already fed them and let all the goats out if they want to go out. I haven't fed everything yet, but I'll feed the chickens and stuff when this is over here. I heard Mary Coker from Venus, Texas. Venus, Texas. I like to see where you people are from, Uh-oh, Ellen is getting a heavy rainstorm today. I'm not sure where Ellen's at. Macomb, Michigan. Okay, Jennifer. How's your weather, sweetie? A lady told me the other day up there in Michigan she had lost power, been without power a week. She may live in a secluded place, maybe, I'm not sure. But it lost power for a week. Hampton, Ontario. Michelle, I know, yeah. Up there in Canada. Wisconsin. Sulphur, Louisiana. Renee, be careful. Ronnie's over there somewhere. Nancy Andrews from Sunshine, Georgia. Yeah, Georgia, USA. I was trying to say Sunshine somewhere. Northern California, that's a beautiful place up in Northern California. I worked up there. Washington State. There's one from England. Joe Pomeroy. Wow. Pennsylvania. Virginia Beach. Yeah, I think maybe you said something about it not too far from Norfolk. That's where our ancestors landed at back in 1652. And they said not too far from there. I think they said Virginia Beach. Saginaw, Michigan. I've heard that. It used to be a song like that, wasn't it? Saginaw. Southwest Virginia, Southwest Missouri. Oh yeah, Mandy, Louisiana. Uh-oh. That's old Ronnie, Mandy, Louisiana. That's a beautiful little town. Dan and I went over there last year, and it's a beautiful little town. It's got, in Cleveland used to be the same way back when everything was downtown. Now things scatter out. It's got the big Walmarts outside the edge of town and big dealerships all moving out. Back in the day, everything's right downtown, and it'd be like one main street going down through there. Huntsville, Alabama. Eastern Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. That's where Steve and Susan are from. Crab Orchard, Tennessee. Crab Orchard, okay. Northern Indiana. Yeah, I see all these different. Mobile, Alabama. Nazareth, PA. That's Pennsylvania, Ronnie. That's Pennsylvania. When I first started doing this stuff, not that I'm stupid, well, whichever way you want to look at it, I'd see these places and people sending gifts, and it'd be a PA or whatever, and then I'm thinking, what state is that? 'Cause I missed that day at school. I missed that day learning all this stuff. New Hampshire. Glenda, good morning. There we are. Ohio. There's Emporium, PA. Again, Roddy, that's Pennsylvania. Uh, Sometimes I have to draw Ronnie a picture. I haven't seen Jimmy, Sweet Jimmy on here. Hadn't seen him or Ricardo, either one. Normally, Ricardo goes to the bathroom about this time, or the restroom, and checks in. Stop. Y'all stop. Stop digging. He's probably got busy this morning, or he may be with his mom. I'm not sure. Carpool to come visit me, you'd probably be disappointed. Oh, my Lord. We drove all the way down here to see that man. It is what it is, right? Yeah. All right, Vera, what are you saying? I'm not ignoring you. I didn't see what you said. Go ahead and say it again, sweetie. I'm looking for you. You say it. I'm looking for it. Yeah, y'all would fill up the back pasture for sure. Sure would. You know, G and I was talking yesterday about, I'm trying to watch Vera. Vera getting mad at me here because I'm trying to see what she's going to say. And yeah, all right, Marie wants you to say hi. Say hi to who? I didn't see it. Put that name up again. I'll say it. Marie? Marie? Is it Marie? Well, hi, Marie. Marie, how are you, sweetie? Cup of coffee to you, sweetie girl. See, Barry, you ain't got to get mad at me. You ain't got to be mean to me. Damn. PawPaw. All right. Oh, yeah, let's wish old William a happy Easter, yeah. William, that old state troopers, you know, they probably drove up down the highways to see some little kids out there having an Easter egg hunt. They stopped and get their eggs. Yeah. That's where they are. That's where they are. How do you know where I was at? See, y'all, Barry got me all messed up. Oh, yeah. Anyway, here we go. Anyway, I want to say good morning to all of y'all, and good morning, Marie. And good morning, Barrett. Oh, no, I don't think I'm hot stuff right because I lost some weight and you gained it. I'm sorry, I lose 10 and you gain it. It's them Cheetos, Ronnie. Them old big puffs. You know how you like them. You know how you like them, Ronnie. You want me to tell him how you like them? Oh, he loves them big old Cheeto puffs. uh, yeah, he loves them. I'm not going to go no further with that. I'll embarrass myself. Uh, anyway, uh, happy birthday to your grandson. Uh-oh, did I miss one? Or y'all talking about somebody else? I may have somebody. Yeah, I don't keep up birthdays around here. I usually find out about birthdays when I see somebody else say, happy birthday, so-and-so, and oh, yeah, happy birthday. They could probably fool me if I doing that, then I'd say happy birthday, and they'd all be laughing. So we fooled him. G keeps up with them. But I don't. Marie's quiet and shy. Oh, come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy and embarrassed. Someone's baby is 4 years old. That's a great age for the guys. You know, Dustin sent us some pictures yesterday They're up in Uvalde, and I forget what river it is that Grandpa up there has property on the river. It's beautiful, beautiful place. I don't like it because I like green grass, and there's not a lot of green grass. It's just mainly like a dirt, rocks, and cactus. You know. No, I'm serious. Uh, I like. They got green trees and stuff like along the river, but you get up off that river up where it's dry, then there's not to be unless you plant something and irrigate. I like the green grass, the green trees all around me. It's just what I like. We went up there one time. It is a beautiful river though. It's real rocky, big rocks, not deep. Not most places. It might be only a couple of foot deep. Swift, pretty swift. But big old rock. It's a rock bottom. Big rocks. You can walk across, just never touch them but rocks. The little Coda bear was out there with her little life jacket on, with a little small pink, we call them little boats, little small boat. I don't like them, but anyway, she was in one, and she had her paddle turned wrong. She didn't know. She'd watched her dad go, back and forth. That little thing as it floating across the water. But she wasn't scared. Yeah, kayak. Yeah, a little kayak. Dustin's got a big kayak, and Jill has, I think, a kayak, and they got a couple of little ones for the kids. And hers is pink. And her little paddle was turned sideways. They wasn't there where they catch water. She's cute as she can be. And I'm gonna try to go down tomorrow, find her some blackberries, because she's not, and I'm gonna have them for her when she comes over here on Sunday. And give her some blackberries. She loves blackberries. She loves them. And if there's enough, I'll share them with a lot of folks. But if not, I'll just get a handful for her. She's my partner. Me and her partners in crime. Yeah, I like pink, Roddy. I like pink. Real men can wear pink. I had a lady tell me that one time, Roddy. A strange lady. Well, a stranger. She recognized it. Real men can wear pink. Blackberries, I love them too. My grandpa and grandma raised almost everything they eat on their farm. It wasn't a big farm, but it seemed like every inch of dirt was growing something. And during the season, back then you had blackberries everywhere. And nowadays, so much mowing the road ditches, mowing pastures, mowing everything's fenced off. There's not a whole lot of them around. Unless you get back in these woods and places, you can find some. What size shoe do I wear? Oh, God. I don't need no shoes, sweetie. Y'all see that shoes I made? Y'all see it? I got a message this morning that says I need to contact Nike and show them my design. I only wore them that one day because they didn't fit good, but I wanted to see would that work on that, because that gout was in that toe, that big toe, the side of it, and it's still reddish, a little swollen. But in a regular shoe, put on it rubs on it. Even those Crocs she had got for me, it rubs on it, and it hurt. And it would get hurt, and then I didn't want to irritate it. So I cut that out of my shoes to see what it worked. It did work, but I don't want to cut up good shoes for that. So I've been wearing these little I'll show them to you. Hang on. I bought me a little pair of these. I hate flip-flops. I'm not a flip-flop farmer, but I bought them big. I think I bought a size 11. My regular size is 10.5, but I didn't want them tight on my foot. And they stick down past my toes a little bit, but that protects them toes. But the bottom of my feet are protected. Anyway, back to my grandpa. and grandma. During the season, they would go and pick berries. I mean, they could come home with a 5-gallon bucket full of blackberries. I'm serious, there was that many blackberries around. And they just walk and pick, walk and pick. And then they'd come back home and she'd process them however they did it, and she'd can them, put them up in jars, and put them in the smokehouse for later on or whatever. And she could make some of the best blackberry cobblers, all winter long. Go out there and get a jar of them blackberries, make up her dough and stuff, however they do it, and make a cobbler. Delicious. And I'm gonna probably be wearing flip-flops for a while too. But anyway, come muscadine season in the late summer, muscadines, they were everywhere. I don't even know if we got any more back in the back. Used to. Almost every tree had a muscadine vine hanging on it. And they'd pick muscadines, and they'd do the same thing, make muscadine jelly, or jam, whatever you call it, I guess jelly. And whew, good stuff. And I think Steph's got some, I call them muscadine. They may be some kind of grape, but they're domestic. She bought them, got them in her front yard. And she makes some jam and stuff with it. But anyway, that's all I know. That's all I know. I don't know. Someone keeps asking me about, am I going to plant squash? I don't think I'm going to get my squash beds made this year. So I stopped yesterday. Steph never got a beautiful garden. I mean, it's a beautiful garden. And I was telling her, about, my dad and us growing up. William Eugene Mara. Yes. William. God. Oh, I had a kid named William. Because of this William right out there, I'd have to spank him every day. Come here, little Willie. You gonna get a spanking because your name Willie. Oh, no. I love old Will. He's a good man. He's a little bit misguided, but he's a good man. Ronnie hasn't helped him none. You get them two together. And some of the messages I get during the day when I'm trying to work, trying to do right, and I get these messages trying to pull me down. I ain't gonna let them pull me down. But she got such a beautiful garden. I was telling her, we used to plant in that same place. It was a lot bigger. Went all the way almost to where their house is, on up toward the road. And it went back a little bit further, went all the way over to Kim's house. It's a big garden. A lot of potatoes. Planted a lot of potatoes out there. And sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. And when my dad would plow them up, us kids come along and gather them up in a 5-gallon buckets. And go down at the end of the row and dump them. Make mounds at each end of the row. So at the end of the day, we'd come by there, our little wagon or trailer, little wagon behind the tractor, and put them all in that wagon and take them out in the barn. He had a dark place, a stall. It's kind of cool back in that corner. It had a slatted floor so not get them on the dirt, and put them up. And they'd last a long time. You go out there and now and then you'd find one kind of getting kind of mushy. Just throw it to the pigs, And did sweet potatoes the same way. Yeah. I thought that was bad, but my dad and them picked some cotton when they was kids growing up. So I thought, well, he said, son, this ain't near as bad as picking cotton. Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. Somebody got stuff around their place. Denver, Colorado. Good morning. I love sweet potatoes. Yeah, I made some sweet potatoes the other day. Kim had some. She said, Dad, you want some little sweet potatoes? And they're small. I said, yeah, I'll take them. So I made me and Mom a couple, 2 or 3. I just punched a couple little holes in them, and stuck them in my little oven. I didn't wrap them or nothing. And baked them. Then when they was good and soft, I just cut down there and peel them back, put a little cow butter, not margarine, cow butter in there. And they were good. I didn't put nothing else on them. You like how I say corner? How else could you say it? How else could you say corner? Mick, how do you say corner? That's the way it is. A corner is a corner. You know, it's a corner. I don't know about folks can't speak right. Can't pronounce words right. I don't know. And some folks can't say names good. Not me. Yes, cow butter is made from heavy whipping cream. I watched my dad make butter all my life, and then I've done it too. I've churned butter myself. And there are lots of different ways to do that. For demonstration purposes, like I've done here a while back, you buy heavy whipping cream. If you use a quart jar, it's fine, or a pint, whatever. Well, whichever, you only fill it half full. Make sure it's room temperature. And then you just shake it. I'm not going to shake it because Ronnie's going to be nasty. Ronnie will be nasty. But anyway, you shake it back and forth. And in a little while, 10 minutes or so, and you can't do like L.E., like he's throwing a football. It'll never happen. You got to shake it. In about 10 minutes or so, I think Kim did it in 11 minutes, the butter and the milk, which would turn into sour milk, it was separated. And you get it out, dip it out. It'll be pretty, they'll all be together. And you kind of make it into a ball or whatever, kind of squeeze it together, rinse it off, get all the extra milk that might be sticking to it off of it. Salt it a little bit, you want a little bit of salt on it. Put it in the ice box. You got it, you got butter, real butter. My dad would save cream every time he milked a cow. And we always had Jersey cows, they give more cream. And I guess maybe the reason, I think Holsteins give more milk, but not as much cream. He'd strain his milk into a big, wide mouth, I think it was a gallon jug. Pour it in there and strain it in there. And the next day, that cream would have separated to the top from the milk. And he'd take a, what do you call them, ladle, big spoon, dipper, and dip out the cream and put it into another container that he had as much as he wanted. And then what he couldn't dip out, he just stir it back into the milk, and we drank the milk. But and when he had what he wanted in this other gallon jar he had, he'd sit there and watch TV or the news or sit by the wood heater at night and winter night, and he'd shake and shake, and we'd all talk and tell stories, whatever. And he'd finally have a big old chunk of butter. So we always had cow butter. Now he very seldom put his in the fridge. It always stayed on the table, had a cover, a little, cover over it. And it's always soft. You put it in the fridge, it'll get hard, but you can still cut it off. That was the days. And I remember something I would eat, and I don't think I could take it today. I don't think I'd want it. But you can take that old cream, and when it's formed to the top, and ladle, dip some, whatever you want to call it, into like a saucer, and a little sugar on it, and take your biscuit and sop it up, like John Wayne does. Sop it. Oh, you never sopped? What's wrong with you folks? You ain't never sopped up cream or syrup. All right. I've tried to teach y'all English this morning. I've tried to teach y'all. Lester and Jane would be a blast at making butter. They would. I wish they would have a little contest, them two. I could supervise to see which one did it fastest. We did that here. I had people running contests with each other to see who would be faster than the others. And some are a little bit quicker because they don't slow down, and some, like L.E., want to stop like he's throwing a football. He starts thinking about football. You got to keep shaking it, bud. You got to keep shaking it. Go ahead, y'all challenge them. Y'all challenge them. I'll supervise it. Sorghum syrup, butter, and biscuits. Yeah. Cornbread with real butter on it's good. Yes, it is. I think you think, you know, I'm not trying to down anybody's margarine or whatever you eat, but if you look on start reading the ingredients, and you see there's a whole lot. It's not really butter. It's not really butter. But anyway, it's a convenient thing. I think it's why people buy different things. It's convenient. Guys, I'm gonna sit back here and kick back, finish my coffee. Honey and biscuits is great. I've cut back on biscuits. I tell you what I'm gonna make me though, and just don't try it and see how it works out. It's just a whole wheat biscuit. I'm gonna go out there and make some. I may do it today if I have time. Whole wheat biscuit. And if I do eat a biscuit, I'm gonna eat one, you know, and I'll get by like that. But yeah, I can do it. It's not a big deal. Instead of eating 3 or 4, I'll eat one. Okay, Shelly, you get on there and make that coffee. We got to have our coffee. We got to have it. Guys, I've enjoyed talking to y'all out here this morning. It's really been a nice setting, I think. You know, I can hear birds and guineas, and I see the cats playing. Very relaxing. So we'll get out of here, and we got a lot to do today, guys. I'm going to do some stuff as soon as Ben gets here. Then we're going to go get Lex this afternoon. And as far as I know, he'll be here until Monday. I guess his dad will take him back Monday evening. I think they're out of school Monday. He was out of school today, but we could have picked him up yesterday. But I think, you know, boys get girlfriends, I think, or maybe it's a sports thing. He decided he didn't want to come yesterday. He had something he wanted to do today. Maybe a girl. Them girls mess us guys up every time. I don't know why, but they will mess us up. we can't resist them for some reason. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Happy Easter. Have a great time, and remember what it's all about. Remember what Easter's about, okay? I love you guys. Y'all take care.